His legend spans across generations, and his hatred for the Knights Templar knows no resolve. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we will explore the origins of one of history's deadliest and most famous fictional assassins, Ezio Auditore.
Insieme per la vittoria! Insieme!
Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and click on the links in the description to vote on upcoming content. Ezio made his debut back in 2009 as the protagonist of the second installment in the Assassin's Creed series. After garnering loads of praise and success, Ezio was featured in the following two Assassin's Creed spin-offs, Brotherhood and Revelations. While those two didn't quite live up to the high bar and unique storytelling of the second game, they still topped the charts, as fans couldn't get enough of the smooth-talking, hot-headed, and strikingly good-looking Florentine nobleman.
Desolato, mia cara, but I am not here to play.
Ezio was born June 24th, 1459, to the noble house of Auditore and two loving parents in Maria and Giovanni. His father dubbed him combattente, or fighter, after Ezio stubbornly evaded death at childbirth, since they originally thought he was a stillborn. Throughout the majority of his childhood, the free-spirited Italian lived a carefree life that often accompanied the title of a nobleman's son. Set to become a banker's apprentice, at times Ezio was anything but noble, at least in the beginning. You could say that he was a bit of a player in his day. Of course, that is until he lays eyes on the beautiful Cristina Vespucci. Naturally, they spark a steamy love affair after Ezio fights off Vieri di Piazzi from making a move on her first. I mean, come on, it's Italy. You know someone's gonna get into a fight over love, right?
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
Up until this point, he's lived a pretty normal life for a young man, though. He's constantly squabbling with his brothers, he's experienced love for the first time, and he's getting into unnecessary brawls with antagonistic teenagers. But as we quickly learn, that carefree life was not meant to be. This is where Ezio's story takes a dark turn. Seemingly out of thin air, his father and two brothers are sentenced to death under false pretenses. Not even a day later, Ezio witnesses their public hanging, despite believing he did everything in his power to stop it from happening, having been tricked by his father's associate to hand over the documents proving his innocence.
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Thus, the conspiracy to assassinate the Auditores was in full effect. This moment was powerful for different reasons. First of all, fans had already spent time with the Auditore family. You grew to appreciate them as hardworking and kind people.
Your behavior is unacceptable. It reminds me of myself when I was your age.
So for many fans of the game, watching them get ripped away from Ezio like that resonated deeply. But most importantly, seeing as this is a video game about assassins, Ezio also soon discovers his father's old robes and broken stealth dagger. At long last, he understands that his father was actually once part of the secret order of assassins, and now it's his turn to take up that mantle and exact revenge on the powers that be.
I am Giovanni Auditore, and like my ancestors before me, I am an assassin.
As we mentioned earlier, this spawned a series of incredible adventures for Ezio, who spent his entire adult life carrying out assassinations in the hopes of finally finding peace, knowing that he's avenged the death of his father and brothers. As fans, we are treated to a dizzying array of iconic historical characters like Leonardo da Vinci and Niccolò Machiavelli, just to name a few, all of who lend a helping hand to our embattled hero in his quest to take down the evil Knights Templar and their rich patriarchs, the Borgia family. In the original Assassin's Creed, which was released in 2007, gamers were treated to a spectacular open world set in 12th century Jerusalem, something that had never truly been explored before in a video game. Unfortunately, that game received kinda mixed reviews, sending Ubisoft back to the drawing board for the sequel. This led to the creation of one of the greatest series, and arguably characters, to come out of Ubisoft.
Where other men are limited by morality or law, remember,
Everything is permitted.
The first production took 4 years, but after much deliberation, Ubisoft executives decided to go for a quicker turnaround.
Well, Assassin's Creed was one of the biggest hits of the 2007 holiday season. We sold more than 8 million copies of the first game.
They wanted something good and they wanted it fast. Production wrapped up in just 2 years this time, but whenever they did, it worked. Not only did they set the tone for Ezio's story arc, which spanned 3 games, but they also crafted what many Assassin's Creed fans consider to be the best game of the series. Fans are taken on an epic journey with each Ezio installment advancing his captivating tale of revenge spanning roughly 15 years of his life. In this quest, we see Ezio take on the Pope, encounter a member of the ancient race that created humanity, acquire an Apple of Eden, and communicate with his descendant Desmond via his ancestor Altair's tomb.
Desmond?
He's talking to me?
heard your name once before, Desmond. A long time ago.
So, needless to say, he led a pretty full life, and gamers were mostly happy to be along for the ride.
Who are we who have been so blessed to share our stories like this? To speak across centuries?
But fans were treated to something extra special after the release of Revelations in 2011. UB Workshop collaborated with the game's creators to create an animated short film, Assassin's Creed Embers, detailing Ezio's life as an old man living peacefully with his wife and child. In the end, fans got some closure when they bear witness to the death of one of their beloved characters as he quietly slips into the darkness, sitting on a park bench in his hometown of Florence.
When I was a young man, I had liberty, but I did not see it. I had time, but I did not know it. And I had love, but I did not feel it.
Thanks for watching MojoPlays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.